Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Super Talk. Good day, everyone, and welcome to the Super Talk. My name is Jay Gonzalez. I'm superintendent of schools for HCISD. I'm here with Damon Wilson, who's the co-host of the Super Talk. We're excited to have some special guests here today. We have a very, very special guest, one that played in the NFL, and his daughter, who's a football player. So, Damon, tell us about it.
Well, first of all, we are proud to be talking to Harlingen's own Nia Arago and Nia Arago, who will be joining us to talk about playing sports, life, and all different ways that this story could go today.
So, Nia, tell us, you're a seventh grader. What school do you attend?
Coakley Middle School.
Coakley Middle School. And has it been your dream from the beginning to play football, or is it something that just came up? How did that happen?
So basically, ever since I was young, my dad and I love football, watching the games, throwing the football around the backyard. It's just been something that I really loved, and I thought, what if I played?
So you talked to the coaches and said, hey, I want to play football. Because usually girls are playing volleyball or basketball or running track or playing softball. So we do have some girls that are playing football, and we have had that in Texas, but it's unique. So when you decided to do that, did you go talk to your coaches about it? Did you talk to your dad about it? How did that roll out? Just in case there's a little girl that's in fifth grade right now saying, hey, I play catch with my dad in the backyard and I want to play football. So what steps did they have to take?
So the first step that I took was telling my dad maybe I could play football.
Okay, so Dad, I have a little girl who is in fifth grade. So I'm thinking she wants to play volleyball. I'm thinking she wants to play soccer. She wants to play basketball, but maybe she wants to play football. So what was your initial reaction to your daughter wanting to play football?
When she first brought that up to me, I kind of looked at her and I said, well, the way I know Nia, because we've been involved with soccer and a little bit of competitive sports here and there, and so I've always seen her demeanor. And when she said that, I said, well, if anybody in my family, my kid is going to play, it'll be Nia. And when she mentioned it to me, I was like, okay, mija, well, if you want to do that, just let me know. And I thought it was just a conversation. And next thing I know, she shows up with a helmet. And
Wow.
the rest is history.
I love that story, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. I will tell you this. I had an opportunity to look some things up about you online, and I wanted to have students to be able to have an opportunity to know some of the different things that you've kind of done in order to make your career happen. So I know that you played for the Los Angeles Raiders, and I know that you played in the NFL for a long time and for various teams. But I also know that in the course of all of that, you also had many different jobs as well. What advice can you give to students as they're going for their dreams on different jobs or different ways that it takes in order to make your dream happen? That sometimes it's not just focusing in on one thing, but it's many different things that go in together to make the dream happen.
Oh, definitely. I mean, I was definitely blessed to have a supporting cast. My parents and for them always, telling me, "Mijo, it can be done. Tú sí puedes." That was mainly my biggest kind of feel that kind of helped me go out and chase a dream, because we were first generation Americans, and so when my parents crossed the border illegally, and we lived here for 15 years in the dark until they became legal. Then it was kind of like one of those things that, hey, if we're here in America and we can pretty much make any dream possible, why not chase that dream? And my dream became to become an NFL player was when I had the Dallas Cowboys tell me that I would never play in the NFL. Their words exactly were, kid, don't lose your day job. You'll never make it in the NFL. And because of that guy telling me that, it was just one little thing that he just pretty much sparked in me, and I decided to chase it just because I wanted to prove that individual wrong. And so I've always told when I go and speak to kids that the best feeling in the world is when you prove people wrong. You'll have a supporting cast out there that are going to be proud of you, and you're going to prove them right. But the best one is when you prove people wrong.
And I think that's
Absolutely.
wonderful advice, to all the students out there, all the kids, all the parents, everybody listening, just take that to heart, because in life, you have to have grit, you have to have resiliency, you have to overcome obstacles. Sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose, but if you have the capacity to motivate yourself and drive, then any goal is possible. So, Nia, what position do you play on the football team?
I play kicker, punter, and sometimes safety.
Wow. And I will tell you, I personally am so proud of you because I also know about you because I've done a little research on you as well, that you have done a lot of different activities. And everything that I've ever seen you do, you have excelled at. What is the driving force for you? Like, why, what energizes you and makes you not afraid to try new things?
Just also my parents supporting me. That helps a lot with them knowing that they're with me and supporting me. Also, just knowing that you can do this. Like, you can do it if you set your mind to it.
I love that story. And what is your dream with regard to the future? What do you want to do when you grow up?
Maybe I'm trying to be the first girl in the NFL.
Wow. Wow. And there's no doubt in my mind that you can make that happen. And you and some of your contemporaries as well. I know over at Memorial Middle School, we've got Danity Cisneros and Mia Pena. And also at Connell, we have Abriella Posada that are also going for those dreams as well. And I'm just absolutely admiring on how you all are breaking down those social barriers and making that happen and going for that. You are really an inspiration to all of us.
Thank you.
I love that. And we're going to have a lot of dads out there listening. What advice do you have for dads that are out there that really want, whether it's their little girl or their little boy? I mean, you have a little girl that's just a class act. She's a hard worker. So to the dads out there that are listening, what advice do you have?
Well, it's funny because I also have a boy named Alec Arago, and he graduated last year from South. I have a daughter also, Noelle Arago, that's a senior at South. And so all my kids have always been a blessing. And so knowing that I'm blessed with the kids that I've been blessed with and them always wanting to chase a dream, and me playing in the NFL, the very first thing, like, oh my God, a son, he's gonna be playing just behind, the way I did. And I remember coming into middle school with Alec and walking down the gym when they were doing our registration there. And when they saw us walk in, well, the coaches, they were in their table, and they just looked at me with their eyes wide open. Oh my God, here comes another goose. And I kind of looked at them and said, guys, we ain't doing football. We're going straight to the band. So we went to the band table. And so watching that kind of was a definitely something that I had to grasp and be okay with, that my kids all have different ways of being themselves. And so I have my boy, I have my daughter, and I have my baby girl, and they all are different. And so we have to definitely juggle that as a parent. And so mainly as a dad, having a little girl wanting to run around with a bunch of boys and get hit, and not knowing that she's going to get hit, it's one of those things that, you say a little prayer and support them, whatever they do. Be there. If anything, the most important thing is being present, and then your child know that you're there and supporting that whatever they decide to do and whatever dream they want to chase is definitely possible. And it helps whenever you have that support as a dad to be there for your kids, and especially a little girl that's doing something that not very many little girls have done is definitely something that I've always told, what I would love for dads to know, that the supporting cast is really important for them.
And I love that. And the Super Talk is about giving information out and telling stories. So I hope that there's a dad out there somewhere that says, or even a mom that says, I have to look at my children as individuals and tap into their individual talents and not really try to ask them or expect them to follow a pathway that I may have followed, to let them be individuals. So to hear it from somebody like you, sir, that played in the NFL, I mean, that's so unique. And we're so proud that you graduated from Harlingen High in the late 80s and that you went on to have this career, because you make us proud as a school district and as a community, and now as a dad. I mean, you make us proud. But I hope that everybody takes, I know I am as a father, because I have 3 kids, 4th, 5th, and 6th grade. So just really looking at each one of them as an individual and then being that support system for them. What do you think about that, Damon?
Well, I was going to ask something that I've been dying to ask you for a long, long time.
Uh-oh.
Ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, and this is also a question for you as well, for both of you. Okay, and both of y'all can answer this as well. There are moments in a game in which they are defining moments. Like you have to produce, and you have a whole crowd of people booing you, rooting for your failure, hoping that it doesn't happen, that you don't make that kick, that it doesn't go through that goal, or that the ball goes into their favor. Where do you go mentally in yourself when life is stacked against you in those moments? Because I think it's a bigger moment than just the game. I know that sometimes in life can have a great boo headed your way. Where do you mentally have to go in order to make make it happen?
Well, because I mean that's a pretty deep question for me, because whenever you play or you try to pursue something that is unheard of, or hard to get to, you definitely have to go in deep and find yourself emotionally. You have to find yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I feel that if you balance your life in those four groups, it definitely has to have, you got to put work into it. You got to have spiritually work at pray. Your faith is very important. Your mental health is very important. You got to be there mentally. Physically, you got to work your body to the best of the ability to make sure that your body is working. And when you're out there, you pretty much put it all out, and you, if you put in the work, everything falls into place. You'll get what you put into it, definitely.
What do you think, Nia? I mean, you're in pressure situations. You talked about being a kicker, a punter, and a safety.
Wow.
You find yourself in some pressure situations. So how do you deal with that pressure and play at your best level?
Usually I zone the crowd out. It helps me focus on what I need to do and get what I need to do done.
Well, there's some advice. I think that no matter what you do in life, whether you're a medical doctor or a superintendent or an actor in residence or into construction, I think that sometimes we just have to zone the crowd out and focus on the work. So Nia said it best. I think that is great advice. Anything else before we close, Demond?
Well, I just wanted to thank both of you all for being here. I think you all have given us some wonderful, wise words of wisdom, and I thank you both for that. And I also want to have an opportunity to tell our audience that if you like what you're seeing on these Super Talks, that we are now on Spotify. We are also on YouTube, and we are also on Facebook. So you can reach these Super Talks in many different ways. And we're going to continue to have fascinating conversations like this one today that are going to be inspirational, life-changing, eye-opening, and sometimes just plain simply informative.
And Nia, there's a lot of little kids that are younger than you that are going to watch the Super Talk. Before we go, I just gotta know, what advice do you have for the little ones that are looking up to you right now?
To chase their dreams, never give up, and don't let other people tell you what to do. You can do it if you set your mind to it.
I love that, and I'm going to take that to heart. Dad, anything before we break? Any words of wisdom for the world?
Always be there, support, and I want to welcome you to the best district in the state of Texas. So
thank you,
welcome.
sir.
That's right.
But when it comes down to the actual advice for parents in general, just always be supportive for your kiddos and help them chase that dream. And that's the best part, is whenever you help your kids go out there and chase their dreams.
Well, there you go. Another powerful Super Talk. I hope the parents out there, the kids in the world, I hope you take something from this. Have a wonderful day.